Welcome to Q&A with American Job Center with Meredith Barcato, who is going to help us today learn all about what services they have to offer. I'm with Union Public Library, Debbie Walter, and I'm thrilled you're here. I hope you'll all sign up for our newsletter by putting your name and email address in the chat or by writing to me and saying you're interested in hearing about more of our programs. Without further ado, Meredith, it's up to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I actually am going to share my screen and pull up our presentation. Here we go. So I am assuming everyone here is interested in learning more about what the American Job Center does and what they have to offer for union. Oh, excuse me, sorry. We actually have this presentation narrated. So it just started without me even touching it, but I actually am going to talk through this. So just bear with me 2 seconds. Okay. So the American Job Center is actually located in two locations throughout Union County. One is in Elizabeth, 921 Elizabeth Avenue, and the other one is in Plainfield. So we cover both the east and the west side of Union County. Has anyone visited the American Job Center? If you could just maybe do a little raise hand emoji or something. If not, that's completely fine. Our building is also considered the one-stop facility. And under the one-stop, there are different departments that are either county-run or state-run. So in the Elizabeth office, you will find the State Employment Service Program. You will find the Division of Rehabilitative Services. You will also find Easter Seals, and then you will find us, the American Job Center, and right now is the Unemployment Office. Now in the Plainfield office, you will find Social Services, the American Job Center, Employment Services. Unfortunately, due to COVID, both of our sites are closed to the public, but a majority of the departments are operating remotely. So if you are interested in our services, we do appointments over the phone, via Zoom. If you do need anything in particular to sign a document or anything, we do come downstairs, let you do those things, but we cannot physically have anyone inside the building. I am hoping by September, the state will allow us to open to the public. But again, we are under the guidance of Department of Labor. So as of right now, we are closed. Okay. Does anybody have any questions so far? When we are open, our site has specific areas that we consider the public access. So their clients are able to use a copier, fax machines, computers, telephones, and this is all designed to assist a client to job search or schedule appointments or copy their resume. So it is one of those benefits for those individuals who don't have access to this technology. I mean, not a lot of people have printers. Some people don't even have computers. So this is a benefit to the public. So currently, the American Job Center will provide services to a number of populations. One of them is the unemployed or underemployed. Underemployed are those individuals that work part-time or that they receive minimum wage and it's not really enough to be self-sufficient. We also have a youth program. We also have a youth program that services children between the ages of 14 and 24. And we have a department within the American Job Center that works with individuals who are re-entering the system, who were formerly incarcerated. We work with limited English speakers, individuals who are in need of their GED, who have a disability, veterans, displaced homemakers. Those are individuals, typically women, but at times could be men, who for many years were part of a household where their spouse provided most of the income, and due to either the death of the spouse or divorce, they're no longer able to support themselves. And then we also provide services to individuals who receive public assistance. Okay. Okay, so what is it that we provide at the American Job Center? One of the first things we do is definitely assess every client, and we do a certification process. The federal grant that we receive requires that everyone who is eligible for our services, they need to have work authorization in this country. They also have to be work ready. So we definitely have to assess the individual, and we do a detailed assessment. You'll have a meeting with a career counselor, and they'll go over your desires, your barriers, your goals, and then you'll develop a plan. So one of the things we do discuss is job search assistance. We do one-on-one counseling where we might see if you have an issue with childcare, we might refer you to one of our partner agencies that provides maybe vouchers or just financial assistance. We give you access to various workshops for professional development, because at the end of the day, the goal of the American Job Center is to have everyone working. Our success really depends on the success of the client. So our motivation is always to get everyone back to work or to have a higher paying job than what you came in with. We have access to apprenticeship programs. All of our partner networks are kind of at a very close range. So if there is a service in particular that we don't offer, we will refer them out. There's also various training grants that are available that we will facilitate for the individual. Okay. Does anybody have any questions so far?
I'm just wondering about waiting lists for services. Do people have to wait a long time to see you?
So that's a good question. Currently, the grant process. So if you are interested in just talking about job search, or you're interested in knowing what are the latest online information regarding a particular job, there's really no wait time. It's probably like a 2-week wait time. We have been getting a little bit more clients. So it really depends on how quickly you're able to get certified. And when I say that, I mean, you would need to show proof of address, social security card, birth certificate, that's proof of citizenship. So some people, they have that information, at hand. Other people need to look for it. So if you upload all your documentation into our website, and I'll talk about that in the next couple of slides, you could actually be seen within the week. So it really depends on the person and how quickly they're able to get their paperwork together. One of the things that I do want to highlight is this matrix learning system. So matrix, we call it Skill Up Union County. It is an online self-paced training platform. So if you are interested in kind of updating your skills, but do not want to have a commitment of actually going to a training school or a college, this is a great way to really see what's out there in terms of improving your skills. So this website actually has thousands of free training programs, and it's anywhere from customer service to HR management to project management trainings. Now, the other good thing about this training service, this online training program, is that after you complete the different courses, you are eligible for a certificate. Now, with the certificate, sometimes to get a certificate for, let's say, project management, it will cost maybe $800. As a client of the American Job Center, we will actually pay that certificate for you. So this is one of those things where you could sign up right away. You don't have to go through our eligibility process. If you just want to kind of test the waters, let's say, when it comes to the training, the online training. But if there is something that you want to do and you want to have paid, you do have to go through our process. So this is one of the things that I recommend everyone just take note of, because this is a free service open to all Union County residents. But actually, as of this week, because the state of New Jersey, the Department of Labor, saw many counties using this, they actually have purchased it also for everyone who is on unemployment. So you might see this, if you're currently on unemployment, you might see information about this program, the metrics learning. Okay. And
Meredith,
Debbie,
I have a
yes.
question. You sort of partially answered it, but my first question is, do you service anyone outside of Union County?
So the thing is, when you sign up for this program, it will ask you for your home base. And if you do live outside of the county, it won't let you go through. However, the New Jersey one does allow for anyone in New Jersey.
Okay, but the reason I ask is because, well, I'm in Middlesex, but
Okay.
the issue I have with the state one is I'm actually not on unemployment anymore. I fell off too long ago, so I am no longer on the unemployment rolls, so I'm not considered on unemployment.
Okay. Middlesex County, their American Job Center, their one stop also has matrix learning.
Okay.
So you could definitely, if you go to the Middlesex County website, and if you go through their workforce development, you should find this information, because to be honest with you, we modeled our program after Middlesex County. They've been very successful with their skill up.
Because I will tell you, when I went on unemployment, I didn't, certainly from the state, I didn't get a lot of information about, and I think that's part of the problem, right, is that people might not be aware of you, and your services. So, when, and particularly people that haven't been unemployed, like ever, in their lifetime, they may have just experienced either due to COVID or the downturn related to COVID, they can find themselves unemployed for the first time. And so I think things have changed pretty substantially throughout the years. And so I think people just might not be aware of, some of these services. I wasn't aware, to your point, of the one stop in Middlesex. So.
Oh, wow. And they have a very good program, to be honest with you. And, it is a shame. And that's why we really try to link with our partners like Union Public Library, because they are doing outreach to get the word out, because again, a lot of people, when they see our building or they think of the One Stop, they only think of the unemployment office that we have here. So they don't see the other services. And I do have to agree with you, the unemployment office does have a lot of challenges. And I think they're trying to figure out what's the best way to support the New Jersey residents, because there's a need. There's definitely a need. So I definitely agree with your sentiments.
And my next question is, does this technically fall under DOL, or is this a separate from the Department of Labor, or where does
So
this fall?
it is part of Department of Labor because we operate under the what's called the WIOA grant. And in the next couple of slides, you'll see it's a grant that it goes from the feds to the state to the county levels.
Because
So we are Department of Labor.
one of the things I wasn't aware of, when I was last unemployed, I was, in essence, as part of the program, I was sort of forced to become part of what they call PSG, which is Professional Services Group.
Mhm.
And I wasn't aware that the DOL dropped that, which I thought was very valuable. They completely dropped that service. I don't know how many years ago, but it has not, in essence, been in existing for some period of years. And I think that's where you guys might have picked up the slack, in your services.
I also just want to say there's a lot of support groups out there, all kinds, and I'd be happy to talk to you about them later, but maybe we should go on with the presentation.
Sure.
Because
Yeah,
there are a lot of groups out there that I could tell you about. And one of them, the Rutgers group is a great group, and they'll put you in touch with many others.
Mhm.
So I'm sorry, go ahead, Meredith.
No,
If I may, I just have a quick question.
sure.
I've already met with a counselor.
Okay,
They were from Union County,
okay,
and the reason that they contacted me was because I live a little closer to the Union County office in Plainfield as opposed to the Somerset County one. And
okay.
it's Somerset County that I live in. So I guess my question is, which one should I be going to?
So it's interesting, and I think it would be better to talk offline, because depending on what you might do, I would actually say you might have better luck with Somerset County, because
Okay.
each county operates different. Each county has different funding. So depending on what you want to do, sometimes it might be better just to get
So
to
maybe,
have a conversation offline.
yeah.
So if you want to just send me a private message with your contact information, I'll take it down
Okay.
and give you a follow-up call, okay? All right. So Debbie, you could definitely stop me and move me along whenever you want. 'Cause
Okay, Meredith.
I
You're
am
doing- You're doing great. Keep going.
ready. Okay. So this is the other thing that I do want to highlight. It's a new website that we have developed. This was actually being developed pre-COVID, but it's interesting how COVID has made it an essential part of our day-to-day. So www.ucajc.org is the website we use to do a couple of things. One is job search. Two, it's the way we verify and do your eligibility. So from this website, you could upload your personal documents, you could create your resume, you could do job search, you can also research different occupations. So if in your previous life you were a personal banker, but now you want to do something a little bit more independent and you want to go into the tractor trailer industry, they will give you what it's called labor market information, and that will help you understand everything about that occupation. So How much is the average pay? What skills do I need to be in that industry? What location counties are actually hiring? And then it will show you who in that particular area is hiring. So you could just click on it and apply straight from the website. So anyone who comes through our doors has to create a profile, upload their documents, and that's how we initiate the certification process. Now, there is a disclaimer for those individuals who have challenges when it comes to technology. There are always staff here who could either assist you over the phone to navigate, or we could actually just take the information from you and create the profile from our office. But definitely check out the website, especially if you're looking for a job, or you want to update your resume. One of the cool features is once you upload your resume, it will actually give you a score. And that score will tell you what you need to do to improve it. And it's very specific. It's amazing how technology works. So it's very specific. So again, if you were a personal banker, it will specifically say, you should consider changing this language, or you should add these skills if possible. So I definitely recommend everyone go to the website and just check it out. Okay, so the other thing that at this moment it's not available because it is a program within our building, it's the Workforce Learning Link. It's basic self-paced computer courses. And really this is typically done for individuals after assessment that we notice they're not ready to move on to an actual training program because their test scores were low, or their English needs to be improved, or they're just looking to take the GED. So this is a GED prep program. So individuals pre-COVID would come here and just come a couple of hours a week. Sometimes they would come 20 hours a week and work on this on their own. Okay. Once our facility opens, we hope to have this program up and running again.
And we offer some of those services too, as do many libraries, if you have a
Yes.
library card. So it's easy to get a library card these days, even though we're closed, although we hope to open next week. And you can
Oh, great.
contact, we hope to, under very limited terms, but we have all kinds of great networks and databases such as Rosetta Stone, and we're happy to help you get to them. So thanks.
Okay, so employment services, like I was saying, a lot of people know us as the one stop, but within the one stop, there are different departments. So I'm going to talk to you about a couple of the other departments that are our key partners. So at each one stop, you will find a department called Employment Services. This is operated by the state of New Jersey. These are Department of Labor employees. Unlike the American Job Center, we are county employees. And I think this is similar to what, I forgot your name, sir, you were talking about in terms of the professional program. This is called the Jersey Job Club, and they do various workshops, trainings in-house. They haven't been able to get it up and running online as of yet, but they do a lot of these kind of work-ready preparation courses. If you come here and you say, all I'm interested in is job search, we would refer you to this department. They have access to a state database, and they are able to really zero in on a couple of jobs that match your needs and skills. Okay. So we would provide referrals to this program. Okay. Division of Vocational Rehabilitation Services, DVRS. This is another department within the One Stop building. They are also part of the Department of Labor. They service individuals who have physical, mental, cognitive disabilities. One of the things they always tell me to remind people is sometimes people don't realize that, let's say you're in a car accident, and due to the car accident, you develop back problems that don't allow you to do certain things at your job. DVRS will actually assess you, and if you're eligible for their services, they will work with you to get accommodations for jobs. They will work with you on getting grants. They actually have more funding than we do. So it is something that definitely people should look into if they feel they might need accommodations or different assistance when it comes to job search and job placement. Okay, the Reconnections program is, again, the Reconnection and Reentry Corporation. These are two separate programs run by the state, and one is run by the county. And it targets individuals who were formerly incarcerated, reentering the community. They provide intensive services, workshops, mentoring for those individuals. And they will help with, I always say this wrong, expungement, just to get people's records cleared, or they help them find offender-friendly jobs. Okay. Okay. Two of the other programs that are within the One Stop group is the Easter Seals and the Workforce 55 Plus program. And these are for individuals who are 55 years and older, who are in need of a little bit more assistance and guidance in terms of either re-entering the workforce or really finding a new niche. Sometimes people work in a particular job for many years, but then realize they want to do something different. They also do job placement and kind of a work experience program. Currently, we have 2 individuals working for us as part of the 55 Plus program. Okay. The Small Business Development Center, it's a program that's run by Bank of America, and it is an individual who comes here and gives good advice and completes workshops on if you're interested in becoming an entrepreneur. They talk about financial literacy. They do the credit counseling. A lot of people don't realize how important credit is when it comes to work search. It is definitely one of those things that isn't talked about enough. So this individual, he does a lot of counseling on that. Okay. We have noticed because of COVID, a lot of people are interested in owning their own business or starting that project to really work for themselves. So it is something that COVID has brought out in people. Okay, so the Youth Employment Program, this is a county-run program. They assist individuals 14 to 24, and this is also part of Department of Labor. So the Department of Labor requires that any youth part of the program, we do assessment, we do the eligibility, and then we place the youth in certain activities or programs or work experience that will kind of lead them into the right path. So if there is a youth that is interested in culinary arts. We might place them at a restaurant and kind of give them that feel of that employment. They do get paid, which is a great experience for someone who's 16, 17, or 18. And it's a good program. Because of COVID last year, it was very challenging to do the work experience piece, but they were still able to do the different workshops and activities with them. We're hoping this year, we always have a summer youth work program. We're hoping this year, because things are opening up, employers are a little bit more open to having the youth work with them.
Job Corps is a federally funded program.
So Job Corps is another Department of Labor program that does intensive training for individuals 16 to 24. Their grants are actually really good when it comes to individuals who need a little bit more assistance and kind of figuring out what the right path is. They actually have a housing program within their campus that the individuals live in, the youth live in. They get them jobs. They either place them in a job after they complete the Job Corps program, or they will, if the individual is interested, enroll them into college.
Some important websites.
Sorry about that. Oh, I touched the wrong button. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Just to note,
Will these slides be available to people afterwards?
Yes, Debbie, I could email it to you, and if you could share it with
That'd be
everyone.
great. That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So just so everybody knows, this presentation is what we considered orientation, and this is the first step when you come through our process. So we either email you this presentation along with the required documents that need to be filled out, or you could attend a Zoom meeting with one of our staff members, or we could have this information mailed to you. All right, so a couple of the important websites that we always want to highlight is obviously the county website. There's a lot of information that's on there about vaccinations, food distribution programs, also our program. What is the other one that I always, the COVID testing at King University. You could go there and actually schedule appointments. So they do have a lot of information. The Department of Labor websites we always like to give because it is one of those things people are always asking for. And then the COVID-19.newjersey.gov. It's also a website run by the state that gives you more information about COVID, but also employment opportunities. Okay, so one of the things we always talk about to our clients is the fact that there is funding out there for individuals who are going into a training or to school. So financial aid is something that we ask everyone to apply to. So we always throw that out there. Okay, so soft skills training. This is actually one of the training programs that we offer to all of the individuals that come to our program. So whether you want to go to, let's say, a CDL training, so a training to be a truck driver, everyone has to go through this soft skills training, and this is hosted by Union County College. It is one of the best 2-week courses that I think, and actually it has such a high mark when it comes to satisfaction with our clients. Their instructors are really good, and I don't care if you have your doctorate's degree or you're just coming out from your GED, you walk away learning something about workforce and techniques to really get through an interview. And their instructors are just really, really good at what they do. So I recommend the soft skills training to everyone, especially those people that are looking to get back into the workforce and need a little bit of that boot camp boost, because they are motivational and they really do try to get you ready to go out there. Okay. So this is what I was talking about before. We all operate under the WIOA, the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act. And this is where, if you specifically want to go to training, this is where the funding comes from. Okay. So when you meet with the career counselor, as I was saying before, we do an assessment, and there we talk about a couple of things: where you've been, where you are now, and where you want to go. We look at your past experience. So that's why it's important to really have an open relationship with your career counselor and look at your resume and your job history. And then we will tailor a pathway. So if you are looking to be a nurse, what do you have to do to get there? Okay, so a couple of things that we always focus on and we offer is the soft skills training, the workshops that are hosted by career coaches. We do the targeted job search, the on-the-job training, which is a grant program, and job fairs. Okay. Okay. So, oh no, hold on one second. Okay, so one of the things is, as a federal program, we have to abide by certain regulations, and this is one of them. So for all males that are born after 1960, they do have to show proof that they are registered for selective service. Okay.
Please note that priority for training opportunities.
We do give, as part of the federal program, we do have to give priority to certain customers. So veterans always get pushed ahead. They're fast tracked. And it's not just veterans, it's veterans and their spouses, but also individuals who are receiving public assistance. We fast track them. And then the third group are individuals with a low education or literacy. They get top priority. Okay. Does anybody have any questions so far?
The grant process involves
Okay.
several steps.
So going back to kind of the grant process, like I was saying, the first step is orientation, then it's intake eligibility determination, and that's where you would upload your documents on the county website. You would have conversations with the intake staff to make sure you're eligible based on your documentation. And then you would meet with your career counselor to do assessment counseling meetings. And sometimes people come to us very prepared. They know exactly what they want to do. They know where they want their career to lead. And sometimes it takes a couple of meetings to kind of figure out what's out there, and a little bit of research on the part of the client as well as the counselor. Sometimes we get individuals that come here with occupations that we've never even heard of, but they do exist. So we definitely have to do a little bit of research. Skills assessment testing, that is exempt for individuals with an associate's degree or higher. We do ask that people attend our professional development workshops, also the soft skills course. And then follow-up. Follow-up is very important in the sense that we can't do our job if people don't provide us that follow-up. So as I was saying in the beginning, our success is measured by the client's success. So we actually have to document in the state system that John Smith is working and he's making this much, which then the state will see is more than what he was making before. Everything is tracked in the state database, so it is important that we do keep a good communication with our clients so the state sees that the job we're doing is actually working.
Take advantage of the American
Okay.
Job Center.
So individuals who come to us for different reasons. Either it's a word of mouth or unemployment told them to come to us, or social services told them to come to us. But one of the things that we do have to keep in mind for individuals who are receiving unemployment, there is a very specific window of when you could start and stop this process. So we always tell people, you know, we would want you to start this process and kind of be already enrolled in something within 60 days of your orientation. Okay.
So
And
I'm sorry, Meredith, I'm concerned that doesn't address people who've been unemployed for a long time then.
well, no, it's from when you actually received the first orientation. So the meeting that we're having this meeting doesn't count. It's when you actually come here and we add you to the list of orientation.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter how long you've been on unemployment. We actually would prefer people who are newly enrolled in unemployment to come to us if they're looking for training services. Because you never want to wait until the last minute that your unemployment is running out to come to us. Because sometimes there is a wait list, but it really depends on the season. And the other thing is, unfortunately, there sometimes is a bigger demand than we have funding. So usually around April or May, our funding is dwindling to the point where we have to wait until the following fiscal year. Okay, so it's really important to kind of reach us at the beginning of your unemployment.
To schedule an appointment to discuss job search assistance.
So what we normally do is for anyone who wants to kind of move forward with our process, you could either email us, call us. We do ask that everyone register on UCAJC and then let us know that you are interested in moving forward. Okay. So does anybody have any questions? I could look in the chat. Okay. Oh, I see. Mike, you entered the Middlesex County. Thank you for the matrix learning. That's exactly what I would have given you.
It was kind of buried in the site, but so I figured I'd just provide that direct link.
Meredith, do you want to show us your face rather than the screen?
Oh, yes, of course. Stop share. Okay, thank you.
It is hard, I think, because people do have so many personal questions in different situations. But I think what you've showed us is that you're a valuable resource and people can reach you, that it's not like certain other state departments where it's very, very hard to reach someone, that you're very, very accessible. There is a question from KSW who could ask it themselves, or we could ask it. KSW, do you want to ask your question?
Oh, I typed it in the chat. You could have just read it. But I'm sorry. I apologize for the initials. I didn't have a chance to change it before I signed on. My name is Kim, and I'm a resident of Union County. I just wanted to know if you've received the grant before for training. Can you still do the skill up process if you found something else you would want to be certified for? How does that work?
So that's a really good question. And this is like a conversation you would have with a career counselor. So individuals are eligible to receive a grant every 5 years. So if it falls within that 5-year timeline, you can't receive another training grant, but the Skill Up is open to all county residents.
So if there's something inside of the Skill Up matrix that I'm interested in, I could be considered to get payment for that as well.
If you do, well, no, it's if you do the certificate program, if there's a specific training program that leads to a certificate,
Right.
you could be eligible, yes.
I could be eligible.
Yes, it's called supportive services.
Okay. And how can I've had a counselor in the past, but was disconnected due to the pandemic and a whole other myriad of reasons. How can I reconnect with that person and let them know where I am in my career search right now?
Of course, sure. You could send me a private message. Can you do that?
Okay.
Send me
Yes.
a private message with your contact information and I will either look you up or depending on how long it's been since you've spoken with somebody, we might just reassign you to somebody new.
Okay. But send you a private message via Zoom or?
Through the chat if you want. Or you could just email me. I put my contact information. I could put it again if you like. You could email me.
Please, and I'll screenshot it. It might be easier for me to do it that way. Thank you.
No problem.
Coming up this month, we also have a program on social media for small businesses with the Union Chamber of Commerce, but it's with David Schulman, I believe his name is, and he's really excellent. So if you're interested in that, let us know. There's 3 ways to find out about the library programs. There's probably 100 ways, but the 3 I'm going to talk about are like us on Facebook. We've got a great Facebook, a very active page. Go to our website, uplnj.org, or let me know and I'll put your name on the list to hear about future programs. Not all of our programs are as serious. We have coming up, we have a program on birding. We have one on the movies and TVs shows that have been shot in New Jersey with the New Jersey Film Commission. We had a program with the American Jazz Institute. And we have lots of good programs, including today's. So thank you, Meredith. So please let me know and I'll put your name on the list so that you can hear about future programs. And I will.
You can sign me up.
All right, Meredith. I knew that getting into the movies one would be something you're interested in.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
But I thank you, Meredith. I don't know if there's any extra programs, but I will send out the slides and a link to the recording in the next week, I'm going to say, optimistically. If you want the slides sooner, just email me. I'll put my email in chat, but you can also, if I haven't already, and you can also just call the library. And that's another way to get in touch with us, but I will put my email in chat.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to thank you, Debbie, for really organizing this. I definitely love what you guys are doing. I think the pandemic has really brought out a sense of community in a lot of people, and going to the library definitely is vital in people's mental health. I mean, I want to learn more about different programs because life is just crazy. So I really do appreciate your work.
I appreciate that. And I just want to say I try really hard to provide a mix of service programs, which I would say this is a service program, and fun programs, or as I like to call them, distraction from the real world programs. And all of you are welcome to send me ideas of programs that you would like. We are going to have, we usually have a career program once a month. In May, Marty Glatman is going to come and you could talk individually with him if you know who he is. But and as a result of doing this, I know lots and lots of career seeking groups. Don't hesitate to reach out to me for those.
Mm-hmm.
So does anybody want to use this opportunity to network and say what they're looking for? I feel we should give you an opportunity to say that if you'd like.
Sure, I'll go real quick. I'm a Chief Information Security Officer looking to help. My target companies are basically small to mid-sized businesses. And I'm looking to help them, improve or build their cybersecurity program to protect corporate assets. And my information is in the chat. For those of you that don't know, particularly if you're in a Zoom meeting that has a lot of scroll in the chat, there is a ellipsis, the 3 dots at the bottom where you can actually save the chat. So you can save everyone's information.
Ah, good information.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
hire you right away just for that. Anybody else want to speak out about what they're looking for? Okay, well, I've been a one-stop client and they're great. They really are fabulous. They're not your normal bureaucratic decision place. And I do want to thank Meredith so much for coming today. She's a very busy woman, as I'm sure everybody else is. Please don't hesitate to reach out to Union Public Library. And again, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Thank you very much. I'm stopping the recording.
All right, thank you.